Hello, everybody. This is Night of Misfortune, bringing you the Serpents Open Fall 2020, the last tournament of the 2020 season. Well, an open tournament, that is. I am joined by none other than Mr. Spiff.
Hello, everyone.
You thought I was going to say Mr. Steele, huh? How are you doing, Spiff?
Doing well. Up here bright and early at almost noontime Eastern.
So early, so early.
Yeah, I'm sure it is early for some of our international contestants here, but looking forward to some great games, and from what I hear in some matches, maybe some great memes.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. Yeah. It's pretty early for me as well. I'm already chugging my energy drinks. I only got about 4 hours of sleep because rendering things takes a while. So that was fun.
That's dedication, folks.
Yeah, I mean,
He was up all night working on renders for his OnlyFans.
yeah, all the feet pics are coming. All the feet pics. All right, well, everybody, we have a great tournament lined up. As you can see from the bracket, this is a special tournament, not only because it's one of the keys to qualifying for the Invitational, but we have 32 players, Spiff, signed up for this tournament. When was the last time we had this many people participate in a subcom tournament?
Oh man, I don't even know. This is a big one.
Yeah, 32 players is something unheard of. I know we had, I think maybe like 34 signed up for the 10-year anniversary tournament, but only like 18 showed up or something. It was quite sad. Right now, we have half of the groups checking in, and we have everybody but one person has checked in so far, and I'm really hoping that the rest check in or he will check in as well, and then the rest groups check in. So that brings us to the first point, is that we have groups A, G, E, and C coming up here out first, and that's why only half the players are checking in right now. The second half of the group stage will be a little later in the day, around 3 o'clock Eastern time. That will be in about 3 hours, so we have 3 hours to complete all the matches for groups A, C, E, and G. But this is a special tournament and a very important tournament for a lot of, or for some of these players. I would say even a lot, because we have 6 players who have already qualified for the Invitational tournament, and we have 2 last spots. The first spot will be decided by points, and the second spot will be decided by basically me, essentially, because in the SCS rule sheet that I've provided, I only accounted for 7 seeds, but there's 8, and I told you guys that the last one would be a special one and I would decide it later. Well, I did decide, and now this is the case here. The player that has not qualified by any other means to the Invitational and gets the farthest in this tournament will get that last seed. So we have 5 players fighting for the last 2 spots here. Well, we have a little bit more than that, but we're going to talk about it with Spiff. 5 main ones are Osmos, Jwix, Soul Ripper, Vanity, and who am I forgetting? Rainbows. There we go. So what are your thoughts on that, Spiff?
Osmos is leading the pack right now with 4,600 points. Rainbows is the closest to Osmos with 4,500. It's a very tight race between them. So I would say Rainbows is the favorite. The other 3 there are clustered down in the 3,000s in terms of points. So any one of them would have to do really well, though, in this tournament to knock those top 2 off of their fighting platforms. So that'll be interesting to see. But what I'm more interested in really is who's going to get the other spot.
Yeah, of course. And looking at the bracket a little bit more closely, or let's start with the surface level. I think both of us would agree that probably the top left, I guess Group A's and G's, and then Group F and D are a little bit more straightforward. And Osmos is in the top left of the groups. So that's groups A and G. So if in my thought or my prediction, I guess I don't really like making predictions, but I think Osmos is kind of isolated from the other 4 players, and he's already leading in the points. So he's very likely to make it to the quarterfinals and make it far. And I think that it will be him who will ultimately take the point spot. But you're absolutely right. The more interesting question is who takes that other spot. And if you look at the bracket more closely, you will see that eventually the last 4 players are likely to end up in the same bracket. So we might have a quarterfinal match in this tournament that is essentially a final match for these players to see who goes to the invitational tournament, because as you can see, Soul Ripper and JWix are in the same group, so only realistically one of them will make it out because of Alpha Hex, and then the second place will go over to the other side where Vanity and Rainbows is, and that's all the 3 players that we have left that are competing for that last spot essentially. But that's only the players that are very likely to make it that far. I know we have Spiff. Who else do we got here who could be a contender?
Well, we were just talking about JP Smith and Blue Train Bandit.
Mm-hmm.
They both trail a lot in the points. They're not going to be fighting for that top spot as far as points, but they would potentially qualify for that invitational spot if they had a really great day today and managed to beat a few of those other players that we were just discussing. So if they really get in there and win some quick games, then they could be fighting for a spot in that invitational.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have it's anybody's game essentially here. If you make it far enough, you can try and qualify for that invitational, and that will be in December. More news on that coming up, but right now we are still here talking about the Serpents Open Fall, and I guess we can talk a little bit about the map pool, Spiff. I don't know if you had the chance to actually take a look at that too closely, but if you can pull that up, what are your kind of initial thoughts?
Actually, I did not get a chance to look at that real closely.
It's at
Here
the top of the
here it is. I
announcements.
got
Yeah.
it. Okay, so first thing I noticed, no open palms.
Yes, that's usually the first observation.
Um, I like Waystation Zeta. That's a fun 1v1 map.
Oh, you like that one? I hate that map. Ah.
Don't get me wrong. I hate playing on it. I
Oh,
love
okay.
watching the pros play on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's just the terrain makes for a lot of fun. There's the choke points. Faction choice can make a really big difference on that map. So that one's a lot of fun to watch games on. Let's see, Desolatia is kind of a one-note wonder.
Yeah.
QAI Labs is a little bit similar because it's so narrow. Igneous is an interesting one. I'm not sure if we've seen that in the pool before.
No, we have not. I just, I like to include an experimental map in each one of these open tournaments. And that was just one that I threw in to see how it does. But more likely than not, or more not than so. Anyway, it's not likely to make it into the final invitational pool of maps. But from what I'm hearing, a lot of players are going to be banning it, most likely.
Well,
Yeah.
that's too bad. I do like seeing, especially when we release the pool so far in advance. I would have hoped that maybe some players would take a closer look at that map and actually prepare it.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe pick it before it can be banned or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I think the issue is that a lot of these players like the other maps, because the other maps are so standard to Subcom, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say Waystation is probably not the most standard 1v1.
Yeah.
But the rest of these are either designed for 1v1 or, I mean, Arctic is kind of one of the classic agreed upon good 1v1 maps.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
And Powderhorn as well. Might be designed for FFA, but works really well for 1v1.
I think Igneous would do better than Sentence Clutch, though, in the winter tournament. People were not picking that
Probably.
at all.
Probably. We did see a few games on Sentence, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And also during the league, it was actually pretty popular. I think a few players liked playing on there. So it was kind of popular, but it ended up being very unbalanced towards Cyber, so it's ultimately probably not going to be used much. But yeah. And the last thing I think we'll talk about is the overall bracket. You had a quick glance over it. Any thoughts in terms of, who you think will do well, or, even just like about faction choices that these players have made? Any comments about that, Spiff?
Well, I do see Alpha Hex has selected random.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Soul Ripper also going random in that group there. And that's not the only group where we have 2 random players. Group E and Group H also have 2 random players, including Maugenra and Jarek, both players who have played in tournaments before and are quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And our clanmate Shade.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to see what she comes up with her random faction pulls.
Did you see Sloth is in there too?
I did see Sloth is in there too, also random. So awesome job representing OSS, guys. J-Wix, I know that you really, really wanted me to play in this tournament. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
He was trying to recruit me to play in my own fucking tournament. J-Wix, I'm honored that you think I'm that good to cast games and play at the same time and run in a tournament of 32 players. I'm flattered, but really that's not feasible. Plus, you can't really play in your own tournament when there's money on the line, so,
Yeah. Also, J-Wix, why don't we just have a clan tourney?
Yeah.
Put it together, man.
Yeah.
Clan tourney.
I actually have something in the works. I'm trying to set something up. It wasn't exactly a clan tournament, but I'm down for a clan tournament too. But stay tuned. Hopefully I can organize something interesting. So.
You hear that, Jay?
Yeah.
We got you.
And also, his name is not J-Wix anymore. It's J-Wiz.
J-Wiz.
But anyway, folks, we are running a little bit behind because, as always, I have miscalculated how much time I have. And I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. But as always, guys, this can change because I have to update so many overlays. And this tournament is going to be even more involved for multiple reasons. Part of that is because we have more players. So don't treat it as like a canon that we're going to be back in exactly 10 minutes, because we're not going to be back earlier most likely, but it's probably going to be a little later. So I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. Actually, I'm going to put 15 on the clock. We're running really behind because I have to do some stuff to actually kick off the tournament, and then we'll be back. You guys invite your friends, enemies, foes, your mother, your fathers, your grandmothers, everybody into this channel to watch. This is going to be an amazing tournament. We have 15 viewers right now, and I hope that climbs even farther. Thank you guys for watching. Me and Spiff will be right back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Serpents Open Fall 2020 tournament. We are back, or not back. We are starting with our first game of the day. I'm joined by Spiff once more, if you've forgotten from our amazing introduction. But Spiff, would you like to introduce the players?
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to start with my favorite color and my favorite race over here on the right-hand side. Spawning in is the Orange Cybran Commander. We have Skeptical Skeleton, who is dropping down a quick 2 land factories and filling in his eco. And what's going on the other side of the map?
On the other side of the map, it is another newcomer to the SCS. It is our brown UEF commander with the name of Anthrax. He is building a 1 air factory, which is a pretty good build for this map, don't you think?
Yeah, especially against Cybran. I don't think that Skeptical Skeleton went build cost, build time, so he might be saving up those research points, and maybe he can pump out some adapters real quick, but we'll see what happens.
So what do you think about Oh wait, I have their colors mixed up. Gosh dang it. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We're fine. We're fine.
It's fine.
We're
It's
fine.
fine.
We're fine.
It's fine.
We're fine. God damn it.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's so bad because, oh my god, the overlay is so bad. I apologize. Anyway, what do you think about this to double land opening from Skeptical?
Yeah, I don't know. Building those land factories all the way in the back like that, on what's kind of an air map. He is moving up and building some more land factories in a forward position, which is good. But with that air opening, I feel like he really needs to rush. I don't know. We'll see. Both of these players, I think, are newer players. Is that right?
Yeah, they are, well, they're newer to the SCS, but I actually don't have too much familiarity with either one. I know both of these players are really, they play a lot in the North America, or the big Discord subcom server. And I know they play a lot in the chat. I don't know how much they play 1v1, but this is one of those games that you were talking about that there's some potential memes going to be happening. So, we'll see how this goes. So far, it looks standard-ish. I mean, none of these players are doing anything super wonky. I'm struggling with my words as well today. It looks like bombers are going to be the next transition for our brown commander. And I think that is the correct thing to do.
Yeah, I think it could have happened a little sooner. I mean, these two planes, I would have liked to just see one for the scout, and then maybe just start building bombers right away.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I don't know what you think about the opening with a bomber right away in this scenario, because I don't know, Cybran opening up air against a UEF is kind of difficult, but on this map, of course, it's more of an air map. So what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think it matters that much because that first plane is really more for scouting. And the wasps are a little bit faster, aren't they? So
Yes.
I think building one wasp, scouting with it, and then if you don't see any air on your opponent's side, going straight into bombers. I think that's just fine. Building a bomber first is just fine. Either way, the first plane is really just a scout anyways. You're not going to do much damage with one bomber.
But is it fine?
It's fine.
It's fine. We're all good. We're all good. We had problems. We had issues. But, the microphone is working. The map is on. I changed the colors. It's going more smoothly now.
That's good. That's good. It's all fine.
Yeah, it's all fine.
I do like Skeptical's push towards the center, but I don't think he wants to stay in this choke point. He wants to push out to some more open ground. Otherwise, those bombers, if they build up, could really do some damage.
I also like this just like scouting wasp.
Just sitting there.
Up ahead, yeah.
Completely unnecessary now because of the radar.
Demolishers getting their first shots out.
We do see some micro here.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. This is not a meme game at all. I think the one thing that would be better for both of these players is to maybe, if they're going land, to build their land factories a bit farther up. Because now it opens up those two front mass extractors, especially for Anthrax. his front mass extractors are exposed, and now you see Skeptical pushing up, and he actually has Cobras. I didn't even notice that. No, he doesn't. That's a upgrade on the factory.
No, he does have Cobras.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see
At
it.
least
Okay,
one.
cool.
At least one. But yeah, that's good use of tech here against air, because you can keep your army back where you have more anti-air coverage. I
Yeah.
like it. That forward radar is good too. I think that probably tells me that he hasn't invested at all in the building upgrade tree. Because if he did, the radar that he built back here would pretty much cover everything he needs.
Yeah, for sure. And if I was Skeptical here, I would probably try and pick off that mass extractor while I still have the time, because those demolishers, once there's a couple more of them, it's going to be pretty hard to push this UEF player.
Especially since the UAF players set up this excellent defensive position with the factory blocking.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. But you know what's powerful on this map? I mean, I know you know. In
Oh
this
yes.
case, what's powerful, Spiv?
Mega's gonna be powerful.
Well, yes, but
Cyber and Micro Death Ball gonna be powerful.
but
Jump
also,
Jet's gonna be very powerful.
yeah, jump jets. There you go. With this ramp over there.
I don't know how much is going to be left over to Jump Jet in, though, with this aggressive push into a superior force.
Oof, yes, that's very rough. A lot of Skeptical's units are actually very low in health here. Bombers coming in too, but they're only bombing one lonely loyalist. And I think our UEF player has definitely come on top here.
Yeah, that was a very expensive push, and I don't know if Skeptical is going to be able to recover from that and keep his forward position here.
It's a lot of mass. That mass, yo.
See a point defense coming down.
Yeah,
no factory shield yet.
Yeah, the one thing that's kind of good for Skeptical is there's no MMLs out right now. So a PD will actually do a lot here, especially if it gets a shield here, but so far no shield is being put on it.
I mean, it's placed perfectly for a shield, so I'm wondering if he's just forgotten the shield or if it's like waiting for... he's building more units now.
Yeah, I really need a shield there, I would say, especially now. Oh, there's actually a lot of Brackman now, and that's probably should have come earlier. But now it's a little bit more of an even fight, I would say, with these Brackman making their way, and it's all about micro. And Skeptical is actually doing a very good job. These players are microing very well.
Ow.
Yeah, that does not go for our UEF player, but our UEF player is getting those very nasty units called P-Shields.
Oh.
And that is the beginning of the UEF dev ball.
I wonder when we're going to see adapters here, because I would think that Skeptical would have enough research for it at this point.
You know...
Even having gone MMLs.
You know, I'm thinking he might be going a little bit more defensively and trying to get to Megas since he has the map control, essentially. But this choke point that he put himself in is just not a very good position. And I'm very concerned that these Demolishers, the longer this game goes, are going to just destroy everything. Yeah, and he's throwing down a research station, so I think this is a mega play here.
Yeah, it probably is. That placement could have been better, though.
That Wasp is still alive, by the way.
Yeah, because this factory hasn't built any add-ons at all, despite having every opportunity to do so.
And he also built that research station up ahead. Now, a useful tip is put your expensive structures back so that they're a little bit more protected. But, you know, they can draw fire, but I highly doubt he's using it as a meat shield in this case. Oh, no, that Demolisher is going to connect there.
Yeah, and of course it becomes the first target when the army's hanging back.
Well, now that's kind of good. The research station actually drew some Demolisher fire there, and that allows the Brackman to move in. A lot of Brackman shots are actually connecting here. That is very... Whoa!
That's where that research has been going.
That's awesome. Great play by Skeptical, and I don't know why he's calling GG. That's nowhere near GG.
I mean, that was pretty much Anthrax's entire army.
Yeah, but I don't think Skeptical can push either. I don't know. I think Skeptical definitely has the upper hand right now, but I wouldn't say it's GG necessarily. The dev ball, like Skeptical is not even pushing, so... But jump jets are also there.
Yeah,
so
he is. He's pushing his commander and his unit clump.
he doesn't have jump jets yet, but that's still a very dangerous possibility, especially when we know he's already in that tech tree.
That is true.
Yeah, now he's building MMLs, but now it's a little too late. Yeah, just a little bit of an awkward timing on his build queues. But otherwise, I think he's doing all right now. Just needs to keep microing. Those Brackman shots are going to keep connecting. Oh my goodness, he's not even microing his
I mean, he might just really be
throwing
giving up here.
Yeah, but again, I wouldn't necessarily give up. I mean, he won one engagement, so it's not like Skeptical is just completely out microing him. He needs to be careful of that unit detonate. He cannot do that again. Okay, now it's bad. Now it is very bad. Although it is only just Brackman here. So if he keeps microing, he might be actually able to pick off... No. Just kidding. I mean, I still don't think these Brackman will get much done. Anthrax should probably not be... Or sorry, Skeptical should probably not be pushing in. And yeah, he just stopped microing his army. I think he was okay here. But now it's definitely
yeah, he could have
dangerous.
gotten back into this game. Like, it was a major setback, sure, but with some good defensive play. I mean, look, he's still alive now.
Man, Steel would be going crazy about that just mass graveyard in the center that's not being reclaimed by anything.
Yeah, and this engineer back here on patrol that's not doing anything
Oh,
at
Anthrax
all.
is actually doing that now. Very nicely done. 3 bombers
And
going to get
those
annihilated.
adapters.
Yeah, and that's going to be actually pretty hard to deal with, I think, now. There's a lot of factories going down, so I don't think there's going to be a mega transition. But, you know, just to be safe. Oh, now that engineer is reclaiming, so that's pretty good. Maybe he just misclicked earlier. Looked like that engineer was there trying to reclaim, but it wasn't actually doing it earlier. And then you can just build up these mass extractors, actually build these factories a little bit closer to the ramp, upgrade them with missile launchers, and that will pretty much wreck all of Anthrax's base there. But very, very well played from our orange Cybran player here. Normally, you don't see Cybran win that easily against a dev ball of UEF, P-Shields, and Demolishers. It's just crazy.
Well, you know, I think it was really just down to Miss Micro on both parts because, you know, there were a couple of times where Skeptical had some major setbacks as well, and either player could have won this game for a good portion of it.
Yeah, now those mobile missile launchers are positioned over there by the ramp. Very smart play from from Skeptical. Very nicely done. There's a heavy point defense being built in a kind of an awkward place, especially with all those Cobras out. Not the best use, and then Brackman shots are connecting, but so are Demolisher shots actually, but the shields regenerate.
Yeah, maybe Anthrax hasn't given up after all.
He just needs to keep microing his army, and I think he has a chance. Yeah, move in, use that opportunity, him targeting down the point defense, hoping those Demolisher shots might connect here. Oh, man, but instead Brackman shots connect. Oh, man. There's just no micro from the UEF army. Oh, and he's going to go into a choke point. That is going to be it, I think.
Yeah, I think Skelly has the army to really do some damage here, and
Skelly, that's actually a pretty cool name. I want to call him that now. I should have put that on the overlays.
There you go.
Anthrax does the upside down smiley face, and this is going to be game. Control K's there, actually, not giving his opponent the kill, because there wasn't really any loyalists in that army. But very well played by Skeptical Skeleton there. He honestly surprised me. His micro was actually above average, I would say. Probably much, much above average. He was dodging those artillery shots pretty well. So that's game 1, folks. As a reminder, this is a best out of 2, so these players will play another match. If there's a tie, they do not play a tiebreaker. Since this is the group stage, it will be decided based on game wins. So there is no tie breaks unless the players tie at the end of the group stage. So me and Spiff will take a short break to set up the next game, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a game 2 between Anthrax and Skeptical Skeleton. We are on Way Station Zeta. Will you do the honors, Mr. Spiff?
All right, starting this time over here on the left-hand side, spawning in once again as the Brown UEF commander, we have Anthrax, who is dropping down a very fast double research station. What? We'll see how that works out for him. And what's going on the other side of the map?
On the other side of the map, going with a little bit more of a standard opening, we have our victor from map 1 in the color red this time, but still the Cybran Commander, as this is a one-faction tournament. It is Skeptical Skeleton, representing that Cybran faction with his tag. So,
Little bit of banter in the game chat there. I don't know what that was about.
oh, I didn't catch it, but I was gonna say, Spiff, I don't know if you've been following the big Discord trends, but they started using tags to support the factions they think are misrepresented. I'm guessing you would pick Cybran.
I don't think Cybran's misrepresented.
Well, not misrepresented, but like undervalued or superior race.
I mean, it's a game. The idea is all three races should be balanced, and you can pick the one that you like, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, I know that's not reality in the case of a 10-year-old game that has only really seen one major update. But I mean, you pick the race you like. You play. It's a game. Come on. You do what you want to do. However you have fun playing the game, you go ahead and do it. If your thing is to build massive PD walls in 4 versus AI games, and that's how you enjoy playing the game, and everything's on +5 speed, then more power to you. I don't want to join in on that. Doesn't sound fun to me. But if that's how you enjoy the game, then you do it. If you like playing UEF every time, play UEF every time. Whatever.
That's fair to say. But would you say that UEF has a chance in a professional tournament like this?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
We didn't.
I mean, even if you have less than ideal tools, with proper play, you can always win.
We didn't really talk about this in the introduction, but there's a push here, so I think I'm gonna hold off. What is going on here?
Well, I think that Skep is realizing that there's really nothing that can oppose him at this point.
Yeah, but what is going on with our brown player? What the fuck?
I think we're gonna see max guns.
That's what I'm thinking, because if not, it's just GG. But okay, I'm just gonna ask my question. I don't even know why Skep is not pushing at this. Oh, he got a radar now. He's pushing. But yeah, who do you think will win this tournament?
Win the tournament?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna see AC1Ks. Okay.
Oh shit! What? What is this? Going AC1Ks, balls deep with no air support. This is fucking amazing. No scout. Oh my god, what is happening?
We're gonna see our meme game, all right.
Oh my god, but you have no mass to support this now because you got pushed by a bunch of loyalists. Oh man. Oh no. Well, honestly though, if one AC pop does manage to pop out, there's no anti-air here, and the AC1K might just be able to snipe the ACU.
I don't know if he's gonna have enough mass and energy to build one though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Actually, if anything, it's energy that's holding him up now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you have nothing else, you usually need to have like at least 4 or 5 energy generators to build an experiment.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Wow.
All right. Okay, so
it was holding him up, but I did not expect him to get there quite so soon.
Okay, so there's still no adapters. And if he micros this properly, oh, there's a radar coming out. Okay. So, all right. Well, let's see. This might be a very interesting game. Oh my god.
It's gonna be a quick game one way or another.
He knows the ACU is down there. That's not enough loyalists to kill the brown commander here. This is just gonna come down to, can he find the commander? I think.
I don't think, especially with the commander defending, I don't think it's enough to even really do any damage or delay the AC1K. It's already almost.
Yeah, no, it's gonna finish.
Done.
It's gonna finish. Yeah, it's gonna finish.
But will it find the ACU in time?
Yeah, this ACU is trying to hide, which is smart. I don't think building anti-air at this point really would do anything. Yeah, now he knows it's ACs. So let's see what he's going to do here. Oh, no, he's backing up. Oh, no. Oh, no, he's going directly towards it. All right, Anthrax. Come on, buddy. No, no, no. You can't wait for another one. You're not going to get another one, Anthrax. Ah! Just go.
Yeah, I mean, he might get another one if he delays this push with the one he's got.
I don't know about this, though, either. I mean, yes, that's
Yeah,
a scary army, but...
He's not in the best position to take advantage of the splash damage. He really needs to micro it. Okay, now that's a little better.
He should have enough for adapters now, I think. Is that adapter? I think that's an adapter in there. Nope, that's fucking Loyalist. What the hell is going on? There's still no upgrades on his factory, Spiff! There's still no upgrades on his factory! There's no shield, there's no anti-air. What is going on?
Oh, he might be able to snipe this gantry, though.
It doesn't matter. That actually, like, literally, that's actually probably not a smart thing to do. Because he might not even... No, he's going to get it, but, like, he lost his army doing it.
But so what? He's got another army, and...
Okay, now there's adapters.
Anthrax
Okay,
has...
he has to send that AC-1K now and find the ACU.
Yeah. He's got a very brief window to do it.
No, no, no. You can't focus on the army anymore, dude.
No, it's too late. There's adapters there, and so far he hasn't displayed the micro to avoid the adapters. AC-1Ks will outrange adapters, but...
His window has not totally closed yet. There's only 3 adapters. If he sends his AC-1K there now, he will be fine. Even without micro, I think. Okay, now he's sending it. Okay, he's going... He doesn't know where the ACU is. And he doesn't have any radar, but he's sending it? Okay, lucky.
Well, he probably saw it on the AC-1... He probably saw
There
that one adapter on the AC-1K's radar.
Targeting down the ACU. The ACU is at 3/4 health. Oh, hunkers! Very nicely done.
Oh, but he needs to focus fire it. He needs to focus fire it. And he needs to make sure that the AC-1K stays oriented with its weapon towards the ACU.
Oh, actually,
no,
maybe
not
sniping.
The factory.
No, maybe sniping the factory is actually not a bad idea here. Oh, he built a point defense back there too. That's actually pretty good. Now it has an anti-air thing on there. That factory is gonna go down. Should really on-honker and repair it, but oh my god, is he gonna get this? Is Anthrax gonna win?
He
There's
might.
a point defense being built. This is amazing.
Ah, he needs to focus fire the ACU though.
Oh my
There's
god,
adapters
what is
coming.
he doing? Please. You've got this, man. You've got this so bad. Finish him. Yes. I think he's going to get this.
He needs to micro though. He can stay away from those adapters. Instead, he's gonna fly right over them.
Oh my god, that is a lot of adapters. Oh my god. Holy shit.
He could easily avoid them if he just micros though. Will he micro?
Oh my god. No, don't fly over the adapters! No! Oh my god!
He got it!
That is awesome.
Revenge of the memes. Oh my god.
Oh, that was awesome, Mr. Anthrax. Hands down to you. I think you could have won it way earlier, but that was amazing. Holy shit. That was an awesome game. That was a fun game to cast. Oh.
Yeah, I'm really glad that was on our first up to cast.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a great game. Yeah, I don't know if you have any lasting thoughts, but I think that just the ending just said it all there.
Yeah, I actually did save that replay as Revenge of the Meme. So
Revenge of the memes. Wait, I feel like that you already called a replay that. But anyway, we will be back in just a short bit. As a reminder, there is no tie breaks, so we are done with this match for now. Unless they tie at the end of the group stage, we will be moving on. When our next matchup will be Explosive versus Fortuna, and that is going to be a very interesting match. We're going to be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the round 2 match. We're now in Group A. I'm joined by Spiff once again for this very interesting match. Who are our players, Mr. Spiff?
Well, starting over here on the left-hand side, spawning in as the blue Aeon commander, we have Fortuna, who is opting to go for an eco-focus early here, and is going to be moving towards the center before setting up any factories, it looks like. Who's over on the other side, Nite?
His opponent on the other side, who is a random player in this tournament, but pulling the faction of Aeon, of course. Pretty good pull, I think, for this map. It is our white Aeon commander with the name of Explosive. Now, those of you that, well, by the way, he opened up with one land factory, which is pretty standard in moving towards the center like Fortuna is. By the way, for those of you who do not know Explosive, he is an old pro that has decided to play in this tournament, which is pretty amazing. I don't know who recruited him, but I'm very excited to see him. I know that he's very capable of beating even Fortuna here. And what is Fortuna doing, Spiff?
We see these players kind of doing the yin-yang thing on this map, both of them moving forward, putting down forward factories. Fortuna's is a very forward factory. It looks like he's planning on attacking Explosive's main base with a factory MML. Or I'm sorry, factory TML. And I'm sure micro MMLs as well. Explosive already sending his MMLs around the side to attack Fortuna's main base. So very mirrored strategies in this mirror matchup.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. There's actually, I thought there was a double factory going up for a second, and a point defense by Explosive over there. He has a radar. What is he doing? You should know. All right, so there's MMLs making their way now, and actually MMLs at the top. Oh man, this is actually a very interesting. I've never seen a play like this before on Destillatia. What do you think about this?
We'll see how it works out. I think it's either going to be very strong or incredibly easy to counter by just taking advantage of the open lane in the center and flanking.
Gosh, so far I'm so surprised by the games we've had today. They've been pretty exciting. This is a pretty non-standard thing, at least for me.
Yeah, I kind of like this. I don't know. This, the map being so small and being able to set up right underneath the cliff like this, I think it's going to work out pretty well if he can figure out how to get rid of his problem on the north side.
Yeah, and I mean, I think definitely Explosive has a little bit of advantage. He just needs to start making some tanks because Fortuna has already made his first tank, and it's they're ready to combat these MMLs. And actually, Explosive is starting to produce tanks, so that is pretty good. That mobile missile launcher fire will most likely take out that factory. No, I don't think it's going to have enough in that volley. Fortuna doing the smart thing, healing that factory. Very nicely done.
Honestly, I wonder if the thing for Fortuna to do might have been to just build tanks right away after getting the factory TMLs, because I'm not sure the MMLs are adding that much damage.
To be completely honest with you, I think he did not know who Explosive was, and I thought he thought he was just going to win off of this. But actually, he's picking off all these tanks. That point defense is being built in a very bad spot, though. He needs Explosive needs to go ahead and finish that off with a commander, I think. Yeah, there we go. Very nicely done. Keep moving your commander. Maybe focus down those yeah, beautiful focus fire. Focusing down those MMLs. Very nicely done. Needs to keep moving his MMLs. Yep, there we go. To Fortuna's base. This is not
very scrappy game here.
Very scrappy, but this is very, very tight right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Tanks taking MML fire. You do not want to see that. Looks like Fortuna is going to go balls deep in this bush.
And Explosive setting up a big flank with his MMLs on the other side as well.
So if they trade bases here, who do you think is favored in this situation right now?
Well, I think that Fortuna has more tanks.
Yeah, that is the problem.
And just enough MMLs to be able to take out that turret, that point defense rather. I don't know.
Needs to focus down those tanks right now. Oh boy. Oh, there's a point defense in here. I missed that.
Yeah, why is Fortuna not capturing it?
He can take it out, but his ACU will take a lot of damage in the process. Oh, no. This is a
Oh,
very, very
explosive and
scrappy game.
Explosives tanks got taken out. He's pretty much surrounded here. I don't know.
Yeah, this is looking very rough for Explosive. He had a very good chance, but ultimately it's the 3 factories that survived for Fortuna that really made the difference here.
Well, the MMLs do take 1 down.
Yeah, but there's just too many tanks here for the ACU to deal with.
And Fortuna on the way to teleport as well, although not going to have the energy to support it. But
And
see Bada Boom's on the field,
and even with 1 star here, oh no, he's gonna walk into those tanks too. Oh no. All right, well, very well played by Explosive. He is gonna go down here in game 1. A very interesting game 1 that I think if he just took out those factories first, I think he would have been fine. But 1-0 for Fortuna here for our number 5 seed. We are going to go to map number 2. We will be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2. We are on Kai Labs right now, and I am joined once more by Mr. Spiff. Will you do the honors, por favor?
Absolutely. Spawning over here on the left-hand side, this time as the Cybran commander in white, we have Explosive, throwing down some quick eco and moving forward for some very fast land factories off the cliff. I like this. This is awesome.
This is hot. I love these build strats. All right. On the other side of the map, going something a little bit more standard, it is our blue Aeon commander with the name of Fortuna 880. I don't know what the 880 means. I think it's a clan. But he's starting off with one air factory. Going to scout these 3 land factories. And man, this is 3 very, very quick land factories here, and very nicely positioned, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, I really like this. And this is so this has the flavor of a prepared build, right?
Yeah.
This is probably something that Explosive, because this is his map pick.
Yeah.
This is probably something that he has come up with for this tournament. Because when you're playing in a tournament like this, it's not always going with the most meta strats, because you're also metagaming your opponent, and they're going to know those meta strats. So coming up with something new that might catch them off guard, and honestly, I think that's exactly what we saw in the last game too, because that map was Fortuna's pick, and he just went straight in there without any hesitation. That was definitely something that he had planned out and specifically picked out for that map.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always very interesting to see these new, it's such a small thing, but I think this is definitely a 300 IQ type move, as we say in StarCraft.
Among Us is kind of the craze lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's Toast is one of the big Among Us YouTubers and streamers. That was he was one of the guys that did the stream with AOC, and he's done one with like K-pop stars and all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just noticed on his YouTube videos, like, he used to post like 300 IQ plays. And
All
then
right.
after a while.
Well, sorry. Well, speaking of 300 IQ plays, there's a transport. I did not mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. So it just went 300 IQ, and then 500 IQ, and then 1,000 IQ, and now he's up to like 8,500 IQ plays. I'm like, this guy is not getting that smart.
So what you're saying is he's Among Us Einstein.
Well, he seems to think so.
All right.
Although even Einstein wasn't 8,500 IQ.
Well, this game is bonkers.
It is bonkers, and I don't know what IQ it is, but it's certainly entertaining. Transports on this map, I don't know. We don't see them very often, just because there isn't as much room to drop. But I have seen them before, and oh man.
But this is all engineers in there, and if Explosive saved, there's a PD going down. Explosive. This is why he was good. He's so smart. Yes, that is exactly what you need to do, but it needs to come up very, very soon. It looks like it's only halfway done. Fortuna is going to manage to drop his engineers here. Let's see if there's structure detonate. If he managed to... there's point defense now being built.
He might just sacrifice capture the enemy's point defense.
Yeah, that might not be bad here. He needs to target down the engineer here. Oh, structure detonate. There we go. That's actually very good.
Yes. Meanwhile, on the other side...
yeah, that's not going to work.
Explosives, loyalists moving in. They are taking point defense fire, but they did manage to pick off a mass extractor there.
Yeah, the engineer got captured. Oh, there's sack capped. Oh, but now there's a loyalist, but that PD is going to go up, and this is going to be very rough. Probably should have maybe structure deadoed that mass extractor. We know he has it. Micro, those loyalists. You can make them live so much longer.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, he does manage to get that engineer, but with nothing else to push this back. I mean, I think maybe some tactical missile launchers on the factory the factories are in order.
That actually is a smart idea, but he's building Cobras now. That is definitely a good thing to do here. This game
also
is
very good.
redonk.
Yeah. There's so much happening.
Looks like Explosive is going to back down from attacking here down the center.
But he
Yeah.
is setting up a nice secure position to take advantage of these mass extractors.
Man, Fortuna is just throwing down interesting builds. I don't know how many more he has for this tournament, but this is fairly impressive. Do you know what went in? Oh, there's mobile missile launchers in that transport, isn't there? Oh boy. Well,
Did I know what?
that might be a little bit more repetitive. I was going to ask what's in that transport, but it's mobile missile launchers.
Yeah, this is like some Florencio kind of shit here, though, because Fortuna still is not like, I mean, he's evened it out economically, but it's not because he built a lot of economy. It's because he's just been doing so much damage on the other side of the map.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say this is actually pretty equal in terms of mass extractors, but the problem now is these mobile missile launchers. Explosive really needs to start making loyalists and send them down here. They need to go down here. No. Explosive. A little bit not paying attention here.
No, I think this is a wonderful 1-2 punch from Fortuna, though. First, he drops engineers that can build structures and force his opponent into Cobras, and then he just builds mobile missile launchers because, you know, he spent the research on Cobras instead of adapters.
Oh man, if he was only a little bit more attentive, I think he could take out some of these mobile missile launchers, but this is definitely a very dangerous push. And if Fortuna plops down those mobile missile launchers in the Explosive's base, that is going to be very hard to deal with, if not impossible.
Definitely.
Doing very nice reclaiming all the mass, though. That is definitely what you want to see here, especially in this base trade situation where you're going to be struggling for all the mass. Fortuna has spent a lot of his mass, though, building point defenses, and I do have to say the one thing that's really going for Explosive here is that he does have a lot of missile launchers. He's trying to plop down a research station. I'm not sure that is going to accomplish anything for him, and it looks like those Cobras are not in range of any of that base. That's unfortunately the downside of the Cybern faction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
they might be just in range of a
Oh,
couple of buildings still.
that transport is actually
Yep.
leaving, and there's loyalists coming in. Structure Detonate can actually get out most of these mobile missile launchers if he does it now. Nope.
Oh, just a little too late.
Oh no, those loyalists are taking point defense fire. That's not good. Fortuna is building a lot of factories. I don't know if his economy can necessarily support this. If Explosive tacks to jump jets, that is actually very, very good for him. It looks like Explosive is going to manage to pick off those very annoying mobile missile launchers in his base and start to rebuild his base. So I think Explosive is actually very okay here if he can survive this push here.
He doesn't really have any artillery, though. He doesn't have any Brackman in that mix.
Yeah, that is rough.
I think I think Fortuna's blob is getting to the point where you really are going to need some adapters. Or, I'm sorry, Brackman.
Oh, nice shield on the factory. That is good to see. But that is a lot of tanks, Spiff.
It sure is.
ACU taking a lot of fire there, but did draw a lot of fire to it, so the Loyalists were able to focus down some of the tanks. Unfortunately, not all of them are under the shield here, and he needs every Loyalist to survive for as long as possible here. Of course, those tanks are outranging the Loyalists.
And here comes the flank.
And now there's mobile missile launchers, and that is going to be pretty difficult. Explosive could have used some reinforcements here from his base that are slowly making their way forward. And unfortunately, this is just way too many tanks here. There's no shield on that factory there. Very nice pull from Fortuna. Ah, man, a structure deado, maybe? No.
He does deado it,
Yeah.
but he doesn't really get anything.
Yeah, he loses his whole entire army, and unfortunately, well, nope. I was going to say he might walk into that factory again.
Well, he does have this other smaller army back here that has been slowly making its way towards the front, but
Yeah, unfortunately, well, now he structured Deados, but it's a little too late. Point defense not even finished. Mass extractor, Deado. Yeah, no. Fortunately, does not get anywhere. Brilliant micro from Fortuna. Fortuna playing very solidly. I gotta say, he is making it, or showing why he is in the top 5 in the SCS standings right here.
Absolutely.
Very nicely done by Fortuna. Pushing back Explosive, who is now on the back foot. Transport coming in, probably going to pick up some more mobile missile launchers. And this is very, very troubling for our Cyber player.
I mean, I did really enjoy his opener. I thought that was very creative, and could have worked out really well. But Fortuna with the transport strategy, and again the 1-2 punch of first the engineers, and then the mobile missile launchers. I think that really was what won him the game right there. I mean, he's not over yet. Explosive could still claw his way back into this, but it's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, I think he's going to need some very good structured Edos, and he's going to need to pick off... Oh, wow, that was a lot of units in there. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be. He had that big army, and then, like, where did it go?
Goodness gracious, that is... Yeah, that army he just teleported in there, or not teleported, transported, is bigger than what Explosive had. Point defense is not going to do anything there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That ACU can also be sniped here, I think, by those tanks. Yeah, those loyalists are falling, and unfortunately, Explosive is going to fall, I think, here in Game 2. Now, the good thing is that he did win his first game, and I think he's more than capable in winning his last game. So more likely than not, I think we will see Explosive in the playoff stage.
You mean his first match and third match?
Yeah. Did I say something else?
Well, you said first game, and I was like, no, Fortuna won the first game.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you confused me a little bit.
First match. Yeah, he won his first match, and he has favored to win, I think, his last match. So very nicely played by both players. Fortuna just showing very solid play. I think it just shows that, coming back to Supreme Commander 2 is not necessarily the easiest thing, and you do need some muscle memory, and, you need to work a little bit. But I think Explosive definitely has that potential to go far in this tournament, and, of course, we will see how he does going forward. Best of luck to both of these players, and we will be moving on to our next match here momentarily. I'm going to put probably around 15 minutes on the clock, and we will see you guys very soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Supreme Commander 2. If you're confused about what game we are playing, we are in our round 3 match of our session 1. I am joined by somebody new. It is Mr. Akone. How are you doing?
Hello everyone. It's
Would you
going
like...
pretty well watching all these games in the stream and now watching them live.
Yeah, for sure. Would you like to introduce our first player?
Yeah, sure. In the right side, there's that blue Cybern Amayaba starting up with the 2 land factories. And of course, in the left, there's white UEF Shade with 2 land factories as well, and also blinking that massive amount of energy in the build queue.
There we go. Yeah, some spam going on.
Yeah.
And of course, Amayoba is Taylor Slate's favorite name to say. I don't know if he will be watching this, but yeah, it looks like fairly standard from both players, opening up with 2 land factories each. So nothing.
Yeah, and Amoyaba is trying to go for the flanking move already, with 3 loyalists heading south.
Yeah, very nice. Shade will need that radar. Looks like she's going to plop that down here pretty soon, but I don't think it's going to be there in time to catch these loyalists, and she's going to have to play a lot of catch up. Oh, but she has the radar, or sorry, engineer range. That's right. So
Yeah,
she picks up on it.
So, by the looks of it, this will be an harassment game, mostly. Let's see who can come up on top in
Yeah,
that game.
there are a lot of mobile missile launchers. Oh, and those tanks need to be microed if they have any chance to win this. That is a very difficult fight for them to take.
Now the loyalists have free reign over that mass.
Oof.
And even more loyalists coming from north, but Shade is pushing a little.
That loyalist survived with like 70 health, and now she has, or he has just 3 loyalists. That is pretty good. Those mobile missile launchers, looks like he wanted, or she wanted to push with them. It's not going to get too much accomplished here. Point defense coming up from Amayoba. Man, that's such a difficult name to say. Holy crap, I did not even think about that.
But looking at Shade is losing already some of her core mass, and
yeah,
her tanks up north are kind of losing too.
unfortunately, this does not look good for Shade. She just is losing way too much mass, and she really needed to beat Amayoba because she has actually tied with CFZ21, lost to Hope, and to keep her hopes of progressing onwards, she really needed to win. Now her commander is in trouble with all these loyalists. There's only 1 lone tank there to help, and unfortunately, Shade is near 50% health now on the ACU.
I wonder why Amon isn't helping that push with his ACU. But even more buildings dying in Shade's base.
Honestly, he doesn't even need to because there's no land forces for Shade. So, and those MMLs have not been firing too well. A little bit of mismicroing by Shade, and oh, there's actually a lot of tanks there now, so maybe she can get a push going.
More of them are coming in. But ACO is dying now.
Yeah, that's a big mismicro by Shade, and unfortunately, she is going to go down in game 1. That was very quick, lower than 5 minutes here.
Yeah.
And yeah, that very, very quick game. Holy crap.
It was a pretty solid game from Amo.
Yeah, very solid game utilizing that Cybern advantage. Of course, 2 flank, a little bit of some Iron Commander style there, doing very well. But we'll be right back in just a moment with game 2. Don't go anywhere. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 between Shade and Amayoba. I'm joined by Sir Cone. Would you
Yes,
like to
hello.
introduce our players again?
And on the right side, there's the white UEF shade starting up with air and research. I will be interested to see how that will work out. And on the left is the blue Cybern Amayaba starting up with only research for now. Research and land.
Well, it looks like this is going to be a little bit of a longer game because both
Yeah,
players have grabbed that research station. So, how you doing, Mr. Cone? That last game was so quick.
yeah,
How's
it was.
what's new in the world of Mr. Cone? Are you beating alpha hexes yet?
No, not really.
No,
Haven't really even tried though.
no.
Real life getting in and stuff, going back to the military soon. And
Oh, really?
yeah,
That's
when they
the
just
the the
starting.
Finnish military.
Yeah, the conscript.
Oh, damn. Is that mandatory in Finland?
Yeah, it is mandatory for all males.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's the same thing in Russia, but
Oh,
uh, I obviously don't have to do it because I don't live there. But
yeah.
only if Trump drafts me, which is always a possibility.
But he isn't going to draft anyone soon.
Yeah, I hope not. But
But
anyway,
looking at, yeah,
it looks like Shay got her scout off, so she is aware of this land push coming up. She's already prepared with it. She actually has
yeah, but
two land factories getting ready here.
but two fighter is kind of bad. That's a lot of wasted mass.
Yeah, and I asked this with Spiff. I think same exact situation. I think it was Skeptical and Anthrax earlier. I think it was Anthrax who opened up with Wasp, and now we see Shade opening up with a Wasp. What do you
Yeah,
think? Do you? I don't know if you play a whole lot of 1v1s, but what do you think about opening up with a bomber here?
I play some, but I think the bomber is a more wise option against
Yeah.
Cyber in this map because Cybering can't do anything like MML tranny, what's pretty usual strat in this map, and bomber is also a lot cheaper to build and faster.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, and especially in this case, you can really start utilizing that bomber to your advantage. Maybe bombing an engineer or a radar can definitely
Yeah,
get you up ahead. And if they
but
do
there,
open up air, it's so easy to catch up with the wasps.
yeah, it is. But there's also an AA tower in Amos base. To be honest, I would have built just an AA add-on on the factory. It would have saved a lot of mass.
And I think this was actually a very smart pick from Shade. She didn't know that Amayoba was going to do the flanks that he did. But this is
Yeah,
actually a very good pick because now Amayoba can't do the flanks. And there's a choke point, and I think UEF, at least in this situation right now, is a little stronger. You know, Amayoba here has been spending a lot on anti-air, and Shade isn't committing too terribly much into air. She's making bombers, but she's getting her third land factory down here. She's pushing with the tanks. I would love to see MMLs this time. She
yeah.
overproduced MMLs last time, but this time she's not really doing that.
It's going to be interesting which player is then next who's going to pull a move.
Yeah, I
Looking at
think
both,
it has to be Shade, right?
yeah, it should be because Ammo is currently probably scared to push because the bomber threat and he doesn't have that much loyalists.
Shade is going forward with 5
And
bombers, probably looking for that radar snipe, but unfortunately that radar
yeah,
is pretty well
and a
protected.
PD coming up from Ammo.
Yeah, and without MMLs, I don't think Shade can push this.
Yeah, no way.
Still no MMLs being produced. I think she's just forgetting them, and she's struggling for mass now.
Oh, a megalith.
Ooh, that is very
Coming up.
quick. Wow. Wow, that is pretty quick. Holy crap.
That is actually
Amayoba.
how.
Who's been practicing with Amayoba? He's doing pretty okay. Wasn't it you
Yeah, he's
who, in
doing.
our chat, predicted that Amayoba wasn't going to make it past the group stage?
Yeah, I thought Shade was going to beat him, but I'm still weirded out by that megalith. I think it has come pretty fast with one
Six
research.
6 minutes.
Yeah. That is
Maybe.
pretty weird in my book.
You know, those
And the megalith
loyalists have
already
stars.
cooking.
The megalith is not really concerning to me. What's concerning is that the loyalists have a training on them as well.
Yeah. I think those times.
There's
Usually,
no.
usually 3 res gets a megalith at that time at just the 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Something's
But he
weird
only
is
has
going
1.
on. All right, well, we're going to keep watching this. We're going to review this replay.
Yeah.
You should not be having, I don't know about megaliths that early, but you definitely should not be having ranks on your loyalists in this page.
That's 15 points with 1 research. And there hasn't been even any kills.
What is the standard health of a point defense? Do you know?
He doesn't have any stars, structure stars.
Yeah, now he has 2 stars on his land forces.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to review this. I think Shade is going to lose here, but we're definitely going to review this replay.
Yeah. This is really weird.
We definitely do not approve of this type if it does end up being, foul play here. All right, Shade does go down here. I do have to say GG to Amayoba because obviously you're innocent until proven guilty, but that is very, very suspicious to me. I think Akon, you would agree as well.
Yeah, I don't really believe that.
We are going to review this replay and we're going to make the necessary determination. Thank you guys very much for watching. If this does end up being a bad replay, we do apologize, but I guess this stuff happens sometimes. Thank you, Akon, for joining me. I think you have maybe another game to cast later. Yeah, and thank you so much, and we'll be right back. gentlemen. I know there's probably been some confusion, some concerns, some throwing of the torches and throwing of the pitchforks and lighting of the torches. I don't know who throws a fucking pitchfork, but anyway, we reviewed the replay and we can confirm that Amayoba was in fact playing fairly in our opinion. We were able to replicate the build and everything appears to be in order. Sometimes these things happen. We do have to make sure 100% that the games are legitimate and that everybody is playing fairly. It is our responsibility as tournament administrators if we do think something is off. This is why we watch replays and this is why we host tournaments, to ensure 100% fairness in our tournaments. And I guess we do have to apologize to Amayoba. It ended up being false, and we are glad that he was able to win that match fairly, and it was an impressive build, and we definitely congratulate him and wish him the best of luck in the future. He does actually manage to move on, so we might be a little bit delayed because of this review process. I'm going to be updating some of the results here, and we'll be back hopefully in about 30-ish minutes to get the next 2 groups started. So don't you guys go anywhere. We'll be back very soon.